in addition of you having a strong interest in documentaries, I heard that you're kind of starting, or you started a project yourself about Bad Friday in regards to the Coral Gardens incident in Jamaica. So, what made you want to do that?
So yeah, we have a song on the album called Justice, and we made a whole short film about the Bad Friday Coral Gardens because basically a lot of people don't understand the history of Rasta people and how it started,
Mm-hmm.
and most people when they think of Rasta people outside of Jamaica, they think, oh, it's these Rastas in Jamaica that just happy smoking weed
Yeah,
under a
yeah.
coconut tree. But Rasta's got the history of Rasta. They had a lot of oppression and a lot of
Mm-hmm.
discrimination, and they were considered like the filth of society
Mm.
at one point in Jamaica. Where Bustamante in 1963, Bustamante, who was a prime minister in 1963, he issued an order to bring in all Rastas, dead or alive, and he tortured a lot of families, burned down a lot of ganja crops, brought them into prison, cut their hair, and it's funny. It's just so
Wow.
ironic because Rastas is so loved globally because
Mm-hmm.
of their message and the positive outlook, but yet at home in Jamaica, it's more considered like a dirt, filthy
Mm.
kind of thing. So and it's this is history that has been like shrugged underneath the carpet and
Yeah.
hidden under swept underneath the carpet and not taught. So I think it was very important, and I always like to use art to keep things alive and make people know what's going on. So now I created a film, a piece of art that we're aiming to drop very soon.
This Bloodline album, it's sick, man. I've gone through it
Yeah,
a number of times, and yeah,
yeah,
like I have so much favorite songs on this album, and I noticed that on the documentaries that you mentioned, the Road to Bloodline, and some just material that's been posted, that there's a strong association with elephants. So why is
yes.
that?
Elephants, no. Well, first and foremost, it started when I was a child. My mother, she's obsessed with elephants, and I think also like so growing up in the house, like just the symbolism of elephants, it's like peaceful. It's very like humbling, gratitude, and like in a lot of different cultures, sim elephant is a very powerful symbolism, you know, and that's where it kind of started. So growing up in the house, we always had a lot of like elephant paintings or little elephant um, pieces that all around the house. So growing up, just subconsciously it was always there. And then when we moved to Africa, um, you know, I think when I go into Serengeti and Tanganyika, all these nature reserves where no humans are allowed to go, and they're huge. Like Serengeti is one of the biggest, probably is the biggest natural reserve for animals.
Mm,
And like that's like Serengeti is like where Lion King was staged.
okay.
Like that's where it's where the location is for Lion King the movie. So anyway, going to a lot of these natural reserves and seeing lions and giraffes in their natural habitat and elephants. I think elephants, just the way they move, has always been a phenomenon for me,
Mm-hmm.
and then now, it got deeper for me where um, I wanted to retell the story of the elephant. You know what I mean? Where elephant is the real king of the jungle.
Yeah.
I think that lions, it's easy for people to jump and say that lion is the king of the jungle because like a lion have a lot of girlfriends.
Yeah.
A lion just chill, him defend the pride, and
Yeah.
the girl go out there and look the food and all of that and that. But elephants now is more of like a family, or it fit more with
Yeah.
my kind of living. You know what I mean? Where the elephant based on family. You know what I mean? Like when the elephant goes to the water, all the animals feel safe to go and drink. You know what I mean? And eat. When an elephant is vegan, an elephant is strong. A lion can't test an elephant. A
Yeah.
elephant will just step on a lion. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And basically, we're retelling the elephant. And then deeper and deeper, it got deeper, where we started to realize that there's a lot of elephants that are going extinct. So it's also to raise awareness to these species of elephants that are being poached for their skin and their tusks and stuff. And it's just to raise awareness for that. And also it's the beginning of a clothing line where, I've always felt creative with a lot of these graphics that you see me, even this one right now that you see, I designed all of these things.
Mm-hmm.
And I always wanted to just take it deeper than just merch. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's kind of the whole story of the whole elephant thing.
I never looked at elephants the way that you described, which makes sense. I mean, they're a peaceful animal, and a
Yeah.
lion does you. I at least for me, I've never heard of a lion picking on an elephant.
No, you're crazy.
Yeah,
You're crazy. They will get demolished, you
yeah.
know? So yeah.
Maybe they should make a movie instead of saying the Lion King, the Elephant King, because that's the
The
real
elephant,
king.
yeah. I'll be the director. Yeah,
And I have so much favorite songs on the album. I
yeah,
would say my
yeah.
personal favorite is I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, Chillumpeng. Chillumpeng.
Chillumpeng. Yeah,
Chillumpeng. That's my jam,
yeah.
man. That gets me started through the day.
So the Chillumpeng now is actually a chalice that we smoke in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
So a chalice is a big pipe, usually made out of a coconut,
Mm-hmm.
and you steam it. So it's not smoke, it's steam. So the Chillumpeng is actually a chalice.
Mm.
So basically, now the whole idea behind the song is we sip up my roots with my Chillumpeng. So my
Yeah.
roots is also a drink.
Mm.
So this is a practice that I do a lot where when I'm in my vibes in the studio or out out while everybody's drinking their alcohol and stuff, I got my roots, which
Yeah.
is fermented but it's still very healthy.
Yeah.
Usually made out of roots and moringa and all of these healthy things. So roots, and then I sip my chalice. So sip up my roots with my Chillumpeng, and then the whole idea behind the song was actually created about my brethren named Jamel. Jamel is a childhood friend that I have, that I grew up with.
Mm-hmm.
And he's somebody that uses a lot of herb while he's on the job. While he's on the night shift and working, he has to hide and smoke
Yeah.
because his boss doesn't allow him to smoke. So that's how the idea came from with
Okay.
Chillumpeng. So that's why I say, Babylon has stressed me out. Can't get no rain in the drought, yeah. Brother, do not make the fire out, cause the chalawa I lift the heavy load. Boy, give me sativa, spirulina, and the roots of that me love, yeah. That me love, yeah. Ganja will sweet to relieve you when you're broke and stressed out. So he's just talking about how ganja really relieve you when you're going through hard times.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's really what the song is about, the Chillumpeng.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an awesome song, man. I cruise with that song on repeat all the time. That's a
Yeah,
sick
man,
song.
definitely.
But I mentioned like my favorite song, but I heard that your favorite song on the album, which is a song that you've mentioned earlier, is Justice. So what makes that song so special to you?
Um, I think, I think definitely, to me, I think justice is the identity of the entire album. Like, I feel like 20 years from now, when you look back at this album, I think justice is going to be one of those ones that cut through the time, because when, how you test whether a hit song is really a hit song is not based on numbers, is not based on, it's how much a part of culture it becomes. You know what I mean? And I think that justice is one of those topics that will is always going to be something that we can relate to. We recorded justice before this whole Black Lives Matter movement started and got very big. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Before the rest in peace George Floyd, before the killing of George Floyd, and look how relevant it is right now. And because
Mm-hmm.
we live in a very unjust system, it will forever be relevant in the topic. I think the content of it is very important. And I think the verse is probably my favorite verse on the track, the second verse and the first verse. Them sail them ships up on the land and took the kids of Africans, gave them whips and chain them and them schemes and tricks and master plans, use Bible scripts to slave a man, burn my village, kill my farmer, cage me like an animal. We pray for justice, Father God. First it was the slave ships, now it's a matrix where am I locked up in them cages and caught up in them technological spaces, taking selfies of our faces while we sell we life like Craigslist. Might hurt when I say this, but the truth we have to face it. So upload this to your playlist, cause the radios now go play this, and the Pope him now go ban this, Uncle Sam him now go like this, Rasta sing, Ku Klux stand like Atlantis, and all political bandits with false promise, lies and antics. Listen keenly to my synopsis, corruption flood the streets like when Japan had tsunamis. These presidents behaving like them is Hitlers and the Nazis. These times are getting drastic from Kingston straight to Addis. From so I think
Yeah.
these lyrics are very profound to me.